Airports seem designed to drain our hard-earned money at every turn. Bottled water that costs a fortune, meals that are as expensive as a fancy dinner, and Wi-Fi that cuts out at the worst possible moment. But what nobody tells you is that these places are full of hidden perks that almost no one uses. Services, spaces, and experiences that can make your trip more comfy, fun, and even fancy without spending a dime. Today, I'm going to spill the beans on 15 free secrets you can find in airports all over the world. From city tours that show you a new place, to getting into VIP lounges with comfy chairs and meals fit for a top chef, to tricks for getting free water, internet, and rides. Stick around until the end because the last secret might totally change how you travel. Get ready, because after this, you'll never look at an airport the same way again. First, free city tours. Imagine having an 8-hour layover and thinking you have no choice but to be bored in corridors and duty-free shops. Wrong. Few people know that many airports offer completely free city tours for transit passengers. Yes, you heard right. Free. Cities like Istanbul, Doha, Seoul, and Singapore organize these tours, which include transportation, a tour guide, and visits to major points of interest. In Istanbul, for example, you'll be taken directly to Hagia Sophia and the Grand Bazaar, a true Arabian Nights experience. In Singapore, there's the free Singapore tour, which even takes you to the impressive gardens by the bay if your layover lasts more than 5 hours. Now that's a breathtaking experience that makes the Colosseum look like a toy. And the best part, you don't need to book months in advance. Just go directly to the transit desk as soon as you land and show your boarding pass. But be careful, spots are limited and are given out on a first-come, first-served basis. The early bird gets the worm. For some tours, a transit visa might be needed, but usually the airport itself helps you with the paperwork. Now that's a big help, don't you think? A real helping hand to enjoy life. Instead of waiting around for hours, you can turn your layover into an unforgettable adventure. 2. Free VIP lounge access. When we hear about VIP lounges, we think of luxury reserved for millionaires, or those seasoned travelers with platinum cards. But the truth is, there are ways to get in for free that very few people know about. The most effective way is to ask for a courtesy pass when your flight is delayed or canceled. Just go to the counter and ask politely. This trick works very well, especially with more traditional airlines, the ones that still remember a time when the customer was king. Another secret is apps that offer free trial periods like Lounge Buddy, which gives you one-day access at selected airports. It's like winning the lottery, only with a comfy armchair. You can also enter as a guest if you're traveling with someone who has the famous priority pass. And here's a piece of information almost no one reveals. Qatar Airways offers free access to its spectacular Al Murjan lounge in Doha if your layover is longer than 6 hours. There you'll find reclining chairs, gourmet food, showers, and even private sleeping areas. It's paradise for those on a long connection, like a flight to Japan or Thailand. Free access to a place like that turns any wait into a luxury experience. 3. Free showers. After a 12 or 14-hour flight, we all dream of a refreshing shower before continuing our journey. The surprising thing is that in many airports around the world, it's completely free. Places like Changi in Singapore, Dubai, or Narita in Tokyo offer excellent facilities with soap, towels, and hair dryers, all available to any passenger. Just ask at the information desks or follow the signs that say shower facilities. If you find yourself in other airports that don't offer this service, don't worry, there's a plan B. Many VIP lounges have luxurious showers, and you don't always have to pay for them. Certain credit cards like Priority Pass or those linked to international banks give you free access. Also, if your flight is delayed, you can ask for free access, citing the inconvenience of the wait. Imagine being able to change, feel fresh and clean, and board the next plane as if you just left home. This is one of the best-kept secrets because few people imagine that such a luxury could be available without spending a dime. 4. Free transportation to the city. Did you know that at some airports you don't have to spend 50, 80, or even 100 euros for a taxi to get to the city center? There are completely free transportation options that very few passengers use. In Zurich, for example, with your boarding pass, you can take bus number 730 for free, which goes directly to the city center. In Taipei, the MRT Purple Line offers free access to tourists. And it doesn't stop there. Many hotels near airports offer free shuttles that pick up passengers at the terminals. Even if you're not staying there, you can take advantage of the transportation, and once you get to the hotel, continue on foot or take an inexpensive bus. Also, at some airports, the city tax is already included in your airplane ticket, covering the use of public transportation. You just need to show your boarding pass at the validating machines, and that's it. You're free to explore. This tip is a godsend for those who arrive tired and don't want to spend a fortune on transfers. The only thing you need to do is inform yourself before your trip, because these benefits are usually not widely advertised. Coming in at number 5, free cinema at the airport. If you thought the airport was just a place to wait for your flight with only shops and coffee, get ready for a surprise. Some of the most modern airports in the world have real movie theaters, and they're totally free. Singapore's Changi Airport is famous for having several movie theaters open to everyone, where you can watch new movies in super comfy chairs. Hong Kong also has similar spots in its terminals. These cinemas are open 24 hours a day, which makes them a perfect hideaway for long waits or overnight flights. Just check the terminal maps or ask around to find them. The cool thing is that besides movies, they often have chill-out areas with couches and big screens too. Imagine this. Instead of just walking around with nothing to do or spending a ton of money on expensive coffee, you can kick back in a comfy chair and enjoy a great movie for free. It's like going to the movies right in the middle of the airport without spending a dime. Now that's what I call smart. Not many travelers know about these, so they're usually empty. 6. Free food at the airport. It might sound crazy, but yes, you can eat for free at airports. The secret is in the free samples and deals that pop up in the duty-free areas. From Swiss chocolate to fancy cheeses and even good coffee and even fancy drinks, everything is offered in small samples to get people to buy. If you take your time and ask nicely, you can try different things without spending any money. In airports like Zurich or Dubai, it's almost a tradition to walk around and enjoy free sweets and drinks. But that's not all. Many restaurants inside airports offer free snacks or appetizers during happy hour, usually between 4 and 6 in the afternoon. And in some fancy VIP lounges, if you ask very politely, you might even be able to get in just for a coffee or a snack, especially if your flight is delayed. Also, some brands have special events and give out food to show off new products. So, next time you're hungry at the airport, remember, you don't have to pay an arm and a leg. 7th point, free museums and exhibitions. Some airports are like real art galleries, and the cool thing is that the exhibits are totally free. Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, for example, has a small museum in partnership with the famous Rijksmuseum, where you can check out original artworks while you wait for your flight. In Doha, Hamad International Airport has huge modern sculptures all over its terminals, like the famous giant yellow bear, which has become a symbol. Mexico is also on this list, with permanent cultural exhibits that show off the best of its history and traditions. These spots are made so travelers can turn a boring wait into something fun and interesting, almost like a quick trip to a museum. And the funny thing is, not many travelers stop to enjoy them. Since they're in the transit areas, you usually don't need anything special to get in, just show up. This means that in just a few minutes, you can go from shopping to looking at world-famous art without paying a dime. Number 8, hidden rest areas. When the waiting areas are packed and the metal benches feel more like torture devices than comfy seats, you need a plan B, right? And yes, airports hide true oases of calm. One of the best options is the prayer rooms, open to everyone no matter what they believe. Outside of worship times, they're usually empty, offering comfy chairs, total quiet, and even carpets where you can stretch your legs. A true lifesaver. Frankfurt Airport, for example, goes even further and offers sleeping mats. Pretty neat, huh? Another surprising option is the libraries inside the terminals, like the one at Amsterdam Airport, where you can chill on soft couches and read a good book while you wait. It's almost like a bookworm's hideaway. And we can't forget the connecting hallways between terminals, which are usually less crowded and have empty benches. To find these secret spots, many travelers use the Sleeping in Airports website, where people share their favorite places. It's like a treasure map for tired travelers. If you know where to look, you can turn your layover into a refreshing break without spending a fortune on hotels or private sleeping pods. That's the smart traveler's trick. 9. Interactive games and entertainment. Sitting for hours can be tiring, but some airports think about the more restless travelers. Singapore and Dubai, for example, have public video game areas where you can play for free with the latest consoles. Helsinki has gone even further, with flight simulators and interactive areas for kids and adults. Also, in some airports in Asia and Europe, you can find ping pong tables, virtual reality gaming areas, or recreation zones with classic arcade games. These areas aren't always well marked, but with a little curiosity, you can find them. Not only are they free, but they're often empty, since most passengers don't even know they exist. This is a perfect plan for those traveling with kids, but also for adults who want to pass the time in a fun way. Imagine spending a layover playing games instead of looking at your watch every 5 minutes. These airports understand that entertainment is part of the journey and offer it as a hidden gift. Number 10, free luggage carts. It's hard to believe that after a long flight, when all you want to do is get to your hotel, you have to pay 5 or even 10 euros for a luggage cart. But many airports offer these carts for free. Dubai, Seoul, and Singapore understand that a tired traveler shouldn't have to pay for something so basic. There, luggage carts are always available for free in the baggage claim areas. But even in airports where you normally pay, there are tricks. In the United States, for example, you often find abandoned carts at staff exits or near service doors. Some airports, like Zurich, offer free carts at information desks if you show your boarding pass. And if you have memberships like Priority Pass, sometimes luggage assistance with premium carts is even included. Before you spend money unnecessarily, ask around or inquire discreetly. You'll not only save money, but also the frustration of paying for a service that should, in reality, be your right. And now power for your devices. When your phone battery dies at the airport, it's almost a nightmare, right? But what many people don't know is that there are always hidden outlets where you can charge your devices for free. In airports like Milan or Rome, the support columns often have outlets that are well hidden. Also, near the cleaning areas, you can find outlets made for service carts. Another smart tip is to look for unused check-in counters. They often have accessible and free outlets. Plus, some modern airports have installed tree-shaped charging stations, which are full stations with multiple outlets and USB ports that many people don't know about because they're not easily seen. Asking the cleaning staff is a great idea, since they know the hidden spots like the back of their hand. At Fiumicino Airport in Rome, they sometimes even lend out portable chargers at the information desks if you explain that your device is dead. With a little creativity, you'll never be out of touch or stuck fighting for an outlet again. 12. Unlimited Wi-Fi with a trick. One of the most common jokes at airports is the Wi-Fi. You get half an hour free and then you're forced to pay crazy prices. But there's a simple trick almost no one uses. Turn on airplane mode for 10 seconds and then turn it off again. The system will see you as a new user and give you more free time. You can repeat this as many times as you want, like getting a second helping of a good meal. Also, many airlines have special codes for their passengers. Just ask politely at the counter like you're ordering a coffee. Another secret is to get close to the VIP lounges. Even if you don't have access, the signal often reaches the nearby hallways, like the delicious smell of pizza spreading. In airports like Dubai or Singapore, this works perfectly, like clockwork. And if you still need more connection, check if the airport is part of platforms that share global Wi-Fi passwords, like in traveler networks, a real lifesaver for globetrotters. With these tips, you won't have to be cut off or spend money to send a message, work, or just entertain yourself during a long layover. 13. Free water. Water bottles at airports are a real ripoff, right? 5, 8, even 10 euros for something that should be a basic need. But what almost nobody knows is that most terminals have free water refill stations. You usually find these stations near the bathrooms in less busy hallways or even right at the boarding gates. In Barcelona, for example, there's one next to Gate B10. In Mexico City, another one in the arrivals hall. The trick is to bring an empty bottle in your carry-on, go through security, and fill it up there. This way, you avoid crazy prices and stay hydrated during your trip. Plus, some airports are putting in water fountains with filtered water specifically for travelers, which means the water is really good quality. This simple step not only saves you money, but it also helps the planet by using less plastic. Traveling smart starts with small habits like this one. Number 14, free city maps and guides. Most people rush to download paid apps to find their way around their destination, but actually airports offer printed maps and guides that are totally free. Tourist information desks often give out brochures with public transport routes, the most important tourist spots, and even discount coupons for museums or restaurants. In cities like Amsterdam or Frankfurt, they even give you cards that include public transport at no extra cost because the tourist tax is already part of your ticket. In Asia, many airports hand out bilingual guides so you don't get lost in complex cities like Tokyo or Seoul. The problem is that almost no one takes the time to ask. That's why the counters are always empty. There are also interactive digital screens that show suggested routes, depending on how much time you have during your layover. Grabbing one of these maps not only saves you money, but it also gives you a clear idea of what to expect from the city before you even leave the airport. 15. Advanced secrets to get into VIP lounges. We've already talked about free access if there are delays or by using trial apps, but there are advanced strategies that take this trick to another level. One of these is the magic hour. Between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m., VIP lounges are usually almost empty, and the staff is more flexible about letting you in. It's the perfect siesta to relax. Another option is to take advantage of promotions from cards like American Express, which offers trial days at Centurion lounges without needing an active annual membership. It's a stroke of genius for those who know how to do it. You can also enter as a group if one of your companions has a priority pass. They just need to register you as a guest. It's the famous good recommendation that always works. And take note of this. In airports like Doha, Qatar Airways allows free access to the luxurious Al Morjan lounge for passengers with long layovers. A secret few know. It's like finding a coin on the ground, an unexpected stroke of luck. Imagine eating like in a 5-star restaurant, taking a shower and relaxing on reclining chairs, all without paying anything. This is the creme de la creme of the travel experience. Negotiating and asking politely can open the doors to a world of comfort. Remember, kindness begets kindness, and in this case, privileges. So, you've seen that airports aren't just places where everything costs more than usual. If you know where to look, they can turn into places full of hidden perks and unexpected experiences. From exciting city tours to refreshing showers, unlimited Wi-Fi, and free luggage carts, and even access to VIP lounges, there are ways to turn a boring wait into something truly special. The system is designed to make you spend money, but now you have the advantage. 15 secrets very few travelers know that will let you travel like a true expert without spending more. Next time you have a layover, instead of just giving up and rotting in expensive coffee shops or uncomfortable seats, remember everything you've learned. Tell me in the comments which tip you'll try first, and if any of them surprised you. And if you want more tips to travel like a pro, subscribe because the best is yet to come.